Coming up on this week's news, the authors of the Wiring Regs clarify the use of steel wire armoured cables with solar installs. Record copper prices drive a wave of cable thefts across the UK, and sales of the Powerwall battery pack slump in a backlash over the Tesla brand. Welcome to Electrical News Weekly, whether you're listening in the van, on site or down at the wholesale counter. I'm Joe Robinson, and I've been through the best of the electrical industry news to save you the trouble. And if you think you've spotted the two words that I've been challenged to slip into this week's show, comment with them below for the chance to win a prize. The authors of the Wiring Regs have stepped in to advise electricians on the use of steel wire armour cables with solar installs. The IET said it was acting because innovations hitting the trade increasingly raised challenging questions about safety. Specifically, the organisation says that because installers of unearthed DC solar arrays have to consider the risk of mechanical damage to a string cable, some are tempted to opt for steel wire armoured or SWA cable. This is an error. DC solar PV systems in the UK are unearthed systems. Because DC conductors are unearthed in solar installs, the regs require that the cables have double or reinforced insulation. But with SWA cables, the single cores aren't double insulated from each other. In fact, the insulated cores lie next to each other and the filler material doesn't have any insulation properties. The IET says cables are often incorrectly referred to as double insulated, when in fact they're insulated and sheathed. The IET has ruled, therefore, that the use of single insulated SWA cable for unearthed solar DC cabling is not permitted by BS 7671. That's because it doesn't provide that critical double insulation between the string conductors. The article also makes the point that even if a manufacturer produces an SWA cable that replaces the single insulated conductors with insulated and sheathed cores surrounded by steel wire armour and exterior sheath, the armoured part of the cable would mean the final cable assembly is non-standard, and therefore this would be a departure. Where there's a need to bury a DC cable directly in the ground, the cable must be earthed in accordance with Regulation 522.8.10, which is not possible in an unearthed system and is therefore not permitted. So ducting with the correct type of cable would then be required instead. I'll put a link to the full IET article in the show notes. Still on cables, the record price of copper is fueling a spate of cable thefts across the UK. It's particularly a problem in the West Midlands, where police say it's a significant issue. One firm, Instavolt, says it's lost over £400,000 worth of EV cable from its charging stations since November 2023. Brazen thieves have also raised the stakes by targeting substations. They stole cable at National Grid facilities in North Worcestershire, which authorities say risks safety and raises the prospect of blackouts. It's all due to the soaring price of the metal. Copper hit £9,000 a tonne for the first time last month, but criminals typically sell stolen cable for much less than its scrap value of £1,300 a tonne. Ironically, copper has been in huge demand due to the increased electrification of the world, but more recently it's slumped due to the global economic issues. Whether that puts an end to cable theft remains to be seen. We're going to be talking with Greencable about scrap copper on this week's eFix TV live stream. It's a special episode which we're calling The Joe Show, as myself and Joe Hammond will be presenting, with Joe 2.0 acting as the puppeteer pulling the strings behind the scenes. Rick will be there also, but has alas expressed no interest in changing his name. And our mates at Greencable are giving away an awesome Unilite prize package to whoever guesses the closest weight of our overflowing Greencable bin. It's packed with offcuts and ready to tip, so take a shot. Drop your guess using the form in the description. It's free to enter, and you could walk away with some seriously nice gear. It'll be worth a watch, that one, so set your reminders. Now, one of the sectors electrifying fast is the prison system. In fact, the UK has just opened its first all-electric jail. The £400 million HMP Millsike in Yorkshire is a Category C facilities for 1,500 inmates. It's powered by 8,500 kilowatt hours of renewable energy. That's a quarter of the power used in a similar-sized Victorian prison. Millsike features solar panels, heat pumps and LED lighting, as well as special anti-drone windows. In other news, sales of the Powerwall 3 are falling. The Tesla kit was once a category killer in the home battery pack market, but now it's looking more wobbly than a learner unicyclist. Analysts say the brand's association with the divisive figure of Elon Musk is hitting sales. Last year, 7 out of 10 US buyers chose a Powerwall. Now it's down to 6 in 10. In the UK, installers have had to drop their prices from a high of £10,000 for a full install, with some now quoting just £7,500. A number of firms are even stopping putting pictures of Powerwall jobs on social media due to negative feedback, and magazines are publishing lists of alternatives in a bid for online traffic. Brands set to benefit include Anchor, Fox, ESS, Give Energy and Sig Energy. Now, welcome to our Electrical News Weekly feature where we focus on a specific product area. This week we're illuminating the darkness with commercial lighting, and we've got some excellent products to share with you. First up is Ledvance's latest 600 by 600 ceiling panel. These are aimed at areas where UK building regs require a rating of TPA, which is a classification based on how the fitting behaves in the event of a fire. The panels feature switchable colour temperatures between a cool 4000 Kelvin and a warm 3000 Kelvin, and an impressive efficiency of up to 120 lumens per watt. The PL Comp 600 TPA has also got ultra-low flicker for a comfortable environment for all occupants. Another version boasts good glare reduction and is rated with a UGR of under 19 in standard installs. The range has an external driver for easy installation and a lifetime of 50,000 hours. A separate Dali driver is also available where required. Tamlight has unveiled a lighting system for data centres. The Linear Pro Max has a modular design. It combines trunking, components, quick-release luminaires and infill plates into one structure. You simply plug in the various elements to make up the lighting rig. The lights boast efficiencies of up to 180 lumens per watt. JCC says its X55 rated downlight has been designed with the installer in mind. It features a two-part connector with a simple plug-and-play connection. The double-hinged casing allows for easy access to the terminal blocks, whilst a clear cover provides reassurance of secure termination. Inside are secure lever terminals for a fast connection. You can use the onboard switch to choose between 3 colour temperatures and 2 power ratings. Finally, Easy Glide protective clips are designed to reduce ceiling damage and allow for simple ceiling access. NVC Lighting is currently running a sales promo with a top prize of tickets to see Oasis. The campaign, which runs until the end of May, rewards you for your purchases. For spends of £250, you get a £5 Greggs voucher. For £400, it's a £10 voucher, and there's also 15 prizes a month in Amazon vouchers. All entries go into a draw for Oasis tickets. I've put a link to the competition in the show notes. Now, did you know that Paul Russell's, the company known for its lamps, also does commercial luminaires? These include keenly priced downlights, battens and GU10 fittings, and we reckon the company's £13 oval bulkhead is stylish enough to take on top price brands. It's made in durable polycarbonate and has an opal diffuser with black trim. BEG is currently shipping a range of lights with integral microwave switching. These are perfect for plant rooms, corridors, toilets and stairwells, and mean you don't have to wire up a separate sensor. The microwave detectors aren't visible and are more sensitive than PIRs. In fact, they react to the slightest motion. You can set the time delay for between 20 seconds and 10 minutes. Forum Lighting Solutions has unveiled a control system which it says turns any home into a smart home. It's designed for retrofitting into existing switches and no neutral is required. You can have on-off, dimmable, two-way and four-way, and you control it all on an app. It's called the iConnect system, and the link, as ever, is in the show notes. Also in the lighting controls business is Systech. It uses Bluetooth mesh to create a wireless control system run from any enabled device such as a smartphone. You connect the receiver box to any circuit you'd like to control. The transmitter is either the app, a wall switch, a handheld remote, or even a voice. There are lots of switch plate options and styles available to suit your customer's interior. Highspec, best known for its fire detection and emergency lighting, has also developed a huge range of luminaires and accessories. These include floodlights, wall packs and panel lights, all aimed at the contractor market. The company was recently named as one of the fastest growing companies in the UK by the Sunday Times, so they're clearly doing something right. That's our Electrical News Weekly roundup of products we think deserve some attention. Next week, we're unscrewing the cover on tools and test equipment. And our usual reminder that we're in the market for your stories, your projects and your recommendations, as we'd like to share them with the wider eFix community. Over the next few weeks we'll be featuring commercial lighting, tools and test equipment and wholesalers and distributors. So send us pictures of your installs or let us know if you've come across any new kit or companies that are making your job easier, or any products that you think deserve a shout out. And just before we get to your favourite bit of the show where I reveal last week's challenge words and winners, we want to thank our premium partners. We couldn't make the news without you. First up, they're the people who've created the Swiss Army knife of solar inverters along with all-weather batteries. Very much the Boy Scouts of the solar industry, it's Sunsync. Doubling down on terminal screws in their top-quality circuit protection products and building innovative isolating units with built-in surge protection, it's Whitecliffe Electrical Distribution. And now, suspend your disbelief like you suspend a cable tray. If you need to get any piece of building services equipment into the air and keep it there, then check out ZipClip. With their new award-winning Lumo consumer unit and offering complete product support from their highly trained team, it's CPN QDIS. Don't forget to use the code EFIX30 to claim your 30% discount on top quality light fittings from Philips and Ecolink. Download the LuMexpert app today and make your life easier and less expensive. It's the light of our lives, Signify. And the best thing to come out of Yorkshire since stainless steel, the home of EV Ultra and other groundbreaking and quality products, it's Doncaster Cables. Click the links in the show notes to find out more about these great brands. If you think you know the words that I've smuggled into this week's show, pop your guess into the comments. We'll take all the correct guesses and select one at random to be the winner of an eFix goodie bag prize. Answers submitted after about lunchtime on the Thursday after release will not be entered into the draw. Now let's reveal the winners of last week's challenge word competition. Last week's words were chimpanzee and hammerhead, and we actually had a couple of correct answers from LinkedIn again, so keep on submitting your guesses on all platforms, folks. They all count and they all have an equal chance of winning. This week, the first name to come out of our electronic hat was Soma Solar Systems, so well done to you. Make sure you click the Get Involved link in the show notes to claim your prize. Thanks for listening to this episode of Electrical News Weekly. Make sure you subscribe to receive the next update. Thanks for listening, and until next time, have a great week. Stay safe out there, and remember, there's no such thing as a torque calibrated arm.